I don't know how to type. Everyone shut up. I can't.
What?
I can't figure out words.
You
You got to turn the radio down to
Yeah,
hear
I
see
don't
the
know what I'm
GPS.
turning. This was rated. This is
This
PG-13.
This is PG-13?
This is PG-13.
Probably because it's about somebody's mom dying of
Yeah,
cancer.
I mean, it's
And
a
it-
serious topic, but they didn't say fuck once.
Yeah, but there's a lot of property
It's
damage.
for thematic content and some scary images.
Oh.
Parents
still,
Guide.
13.
Oh, let's read the Parents Guide.
This is like PG-10.
Sex and nudity, none. Violence and gore, mild. Profanity,
Gore.
none. Alcohol, drugs, and smoking, none.
There were drugs. There were pill
Frightening
bottles.
and intense scenes, moderate.
There was smoking. The animated.
Oh
Healer
my
guy.
God.
lied.
Somebody put under sex and nudity, a woman's back is shown.
The sick lady dying.
Oh my God!
The sick lady dying. And they even closed the door so we couldn't watch.
Hold on. We
Wait a
got to
minute.
talk about this IMDb because, like, somebody needs to regulate this shit. That is not something you write in sex and nudity. That it's
Wow.
a person's back.
Well, they're being objective, not applying context of the story to it. It's just what is on the screen.
Yeah, so someone's gonna think of like
oh my God.
the
guys.
opening scene in Halloween where it's like there's a naked lady and you see her back and then there's her boobs. It's like, no, it wasn't that.
No.
It wasn't that at all.
Also, one use of damn and the phrase,
Oh my God.
oh God. Alcohol and drugs, incidental wine drinking.
Wow. Sorry, I'm performing now.
Yeah, I was like, that went a little darker than I thought.
I'm
Right?
sorry.
I don't think it's a disability.
I know. I was exaggerating by using the term disability.
That kid's mom had a disability.
Nope, she had cancer.
And welcome to the show.
All right. Are we gonna joke about moms with cancer this whole time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the whole time. That was a small part of the movie. It was a fraction of the
It
film.
was most of the film.
The whole movie could have been the same, and his mom could have been fine, and they could have just done that character development with the bully.
You know what me and this kid don't have in common? My mom's still alive.
Ooh, that's a deep.
Ooh. That's a good one.
And I'm 30, so.
Ooh, he was
Yeah.
like 12. Get wrecked.
Ugh.
You know what this kid has in common with me? He doesn't run an awesome podcast where we make fun of dying
yeah.
moms.
Well, welcome to the show, I guess. I will say this was a Michael recommendation of a movie, and Michael does love a good emotional and fantasy combo.
Yep.
You know, you don't like the fantasy of like a Star Wars, Lord of the Rings kind of fantasy.
No,
You're more of the
mom has cancer. Tree
Yeah.
teaches you things his dad should have.
yeah.
Yep.
That's the kind of fantasy that Michael enjoys. And you know what? This movie got me a bit.
I picked it. I picked it because
Yeah, explain this horror that you've reaped upon me.
Yeah, so I got a text message from Steve over there.
Yeah,
The guy
That's
to my
me.
the guy to my left. That's
the
Steve
bald
over there.
one.
Let's introduce him.
Hi, I'm Steve.
Steve,
Yeah.
you texted me. You're not happy. You're like, this is why I watch adventure movies. And I was like, I was literally thinking, what is the polar opposite of Indiana Jones? And I was like, what if it's in the same house, there's no adventure, and just bad stuff happens, but also cool tree monster telling stories?
Listen, I loved the story aspect of this.
Dude, it's a
like,
great story.
That was
It's
so
a great story.
cool. I love the idea of this tree telling him a story and like engulfing him in the story. because that's how I felt watching it. Like, all these animations start running, and I'm like, all right, you locked me in. Like at a certain point, I said to Danielle, I was like, yeah, this movie's got me. I'm like, let's just see if it sticks the landing, because that's usually where I'll start having problems. Is like the movie either just doesn't end, or I just don't understand the ending.
I hate to break it to you, Steve. If the movie starts and the mom has cancer,
there's only one way the movie's
there's only
gonna
one
end.
way the movie
Yeah.
ends.
But no, that is the first time I've seen one of these movies where I legitimately got choked up. I was like, this kid is good.
We got
at,
it. Yeah.
Like,
We got him. We got him, boys. We got him.
And it wasn't just
Yeah.
the acting, it was like the atmosphere, the way the camera was showing. Like there was that one scene in the car where the grandma, all you see is like her eyes and
Yeah.
her like squeezing her eyes together, and you can see so much emotion in like the wrinkles of her skin, and it's like it's showing you such real human emotion that we don't get often in movies these days, and
right.
it makes you think about your own grief and the own people that you've lost. And yeah,
Well,
I almost cried.
yeah, and like you were saying, there's a lot of like emotion that you get from this movie without dialogue. Like that scene after the kid destroys the living room,
Yeah.
and Sigourney Weaver walks in, doesn't say a damn thing, but like exactly what's
Mhm.
going through her head, and exactly what's going through the kid's head, and she's not gonna freak out at a kid who's obviously going through something because his mom is
And
dying,
she
and
ha-
nobody's telling him, hey, your
Yeah,
mom's
and
dying.
And the parent divorce thing is another layer on top of it. So
Right.
like, whew.
That's so normal nowadays. Get over it, kids. Get over it, kids.
Yeah.
But the like, yeah, she's not going to yell at the kid. And you mentioned like they withheld. So I don't have kids. Say whatever you want. Kids can understand so much more than adults think they can. And there's always, I'll tell you when you're older, you couldn't understand right now, or you could explain
to
it.
protect you.
I was trying to, or you could explain it to the kid, and he could start processing it at 11 instead of 35,
Right.
and then they murder people. That's on you. That's on
Yeah.
you. But you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
he was there the whole time experiencing the exact same shit. He just wasn't responsible for like bathing or getting medication ready, but he understands what's going on because kids will feel it more than they need to hear it. So he
Right.
understood something bad was happening to the point where he hallucinated a tree. Well, it was Liam Neeson, so that's a pretty good one on his part. Like, that's not bad, kid. Not bad.
Yeah.
But they can
Yeah, if-
understand so much more, and it did. I liked how it was almost, when he was talking to the tree, it was almost a child using its imagination to explore what's going on.
Right.
And also, he hasn't learned to tell him things, to tell himself those kind of things yet. So it was a way that his imagination, or whatever you want to call it, was, or subconscious or whatever, he was talking to himself when he
Yeah.
was talking to that tree. And that was kind of cool, because there's a layer to that where you're like, oh, it's a fantasy movie, and then the kid's working out his mom dying with himself in his head in a way that a kid would, by
Right.
making like some monster that can do all the things he wished he could. The tree could have healed her. The tree was explaining, like, I don't like stories, but he listened to all of them.
Yeah.
None of the adults were really talking to him in this movie, but the tree was.
Well, and I like that they kept going back to what would be the point of punishing you? What would be
Right.
the point? What would be the point? So it's like, clearly the kid knows what's happening. And like, like the only one who's being honest with him is the fucking imaginary tree. Like, he can't get a right answer out of his dad. He can't get an answer out of his grandma. He can't get an answer out of his mom. So it's like,
And somehow his dad moving to America made him that much more of a piece of shit. Like if I got married to the wrong person, that's on me. That's on me, And then if she gets cancer, I move to a different continent and then go, well, I can have the kid. I'll bring the kid to L.A. for Christmas.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, what is shit
Christmas.
now? Like, come on.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so the whole thing about the dad, I thought was kind of funny because it's a different way of withholding information from kids as an adult. Where I'm just all I can think of is this guy must be getting it in L.A. Like he's British. American girls love Brits, you know. I think he doesn't want his kid there because he's trying to live his own life, and that involves some adult things that he doesn't want his kid to be exposed to.
Right. I mean, the other evidence is he moved continents while his ex-wife was
Yeah.
dying and raising his child.
Yeah, so I think he was doing his own thing. Part of also what I'm sure we'll have to get into with all the story metaphors is I think he was kind of represented in the first story as the prince who you think is the good guy, but maybe he's not the good guy. Maybe he does some shady shit, and how that kind of mirrors his, the adults in his life. Yeah.
Yeah, the that first story is probably one of the most important things you learn, especially in this day and age where there's so much more access to information and different points of views and this, that, and the other thing. It's like you can be really well liked and be an absolute garbage human being.
Right.
Like you can just do that, and then the person that's being portrayed as a bad person can be the good guy in the story too, because the prince's dad marries again, and then it's like they did, everybody was kind of like, oh, we think she poisoned him or whatever. It was like, the guy was fucking old. He was a king, married a
old.
younger
Well,
lady. Like,
yeah.
it happens every time.
I like that the moral of that one was like there's not always a good guy and a bad guy. It's not
No.
as clear cut as it is in a fantasy story where it's like, well, obviously Sauron's the bad guy in Lord of the Rings. I get it. But like that's not every story. Like real life isn't so black and white.
Things just happen.
Right.
Yep.
So it's like, yeah, you can start looking for things to blame and, scapegoats to be like, well, this happened because of this. It's like, well, no, sometimes things just happen and it sucks, but that's part of life. And that's like what I liked about that dad being like, sometimes you don't get happily ever after, you get messily ever after.
Mm-hmm.
But he still found something in life. He
Yeah.
still has joy. He still has something. And he's trying to get his son to be like, yeah, your mom's about to die. Maybe find some positives. Maybe find, like a different spin on it. Like, hey, you still had a lot of time with your mom. You still have time with your mom. Like, be with your mom.
Yep.
But like, I don't know. This movie was good. I liked it. I did enjoy it. I did enjoy
Yeah.
it.
I know I had to
Yeah.
pull this one out of the archives.
When did you see this?
oof.
Like 2016 when it came out?
Yeah.
We did our research here, and this movie came out in 2016, 10 years ago.
Rated PG-13. Don't ask me who directed it because I don't know.
Doesn't matter. They got Liam Neeson.
Yeah, no, I loved him as the tree. Like, I just want him to narrate any story where people are dying because I feel like it'll hit me a little
Yeah,
softer.
and Sigourney Weaver. I didn't leave her out because she's less of an actor. She's way better than Liam Neeson. That's
Yeah.
why he was the tree.
That's Ripley
the
right
tree.
there. That is
Um,
Ripley.
Steve pointed out, and then I noticed it the second time, that they put Liam Neeson in some of the family photos. And
Yeah,
so
in
we
the
kind of
background, yep.
theorized, like, maybe this was supposed to be the grandfather.
Yeah, because it
Could
would
have been.
it would
Mhm.
make sense because at the end there when he's looking through his mom's drawings and she's drawing the same stories that the tree told him. So I'm like, maybe that's the stories that her dad told her, and then she passed them down onto the kid.
Yeah, because the tree was there before the town,
Yeah,
so somebody was getting those stories the whole time,
like that.
and it just
Yeah.
probably was the family that needed it.
I feel like there's so many layers to this movie, because if you start thinking about the stories and like what the characters represent, you start to kind of think about all these different things. It's one of those I would like to watch a second time at some point just to be like, there's
Just
more here.
Right.
watch 15 minutes of it and be like, okay, we saw this and this and this, and write that down. And then 15 minutes later, do we see any of that?
Well, and it's kind of cool that yes, this is like a fantasy drama kind of thing, but it almost puts it into like reality with that ending with, you know, the mom having the same visions, and when she's dying, she clearly looks at the tree person. And
Oh,
like,
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
gives it like that.
They,
Hey, Dad, I'll see you soon.
well, I don't. They hinted at that, but it was more. I don't know. She was probably hopped up on all kinds of stuff in the hospital and hallucinating the shit out of the last hour.
True. I mean,
But
you
it
kinda
was
wonder.
nice. It was nice that she looked at the tree.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't want to say what that meant, but it was nice that one of the last things she did for her son was validate what he was going
Right.
through, kind of thing.
It almost makes you think too, you know, he keeps saying, you called me, and maybe it was the mom that called the tree for the kid. You know, like she didn't have the strength herself to like help him process
Right.
her dying, but
Like she
Tree
wasn't
Man did?
even like processing that
Yeah.
she was dying. Like, 'cause it seemed like everybody in the family wasn't really accepting it,
Or
but they all knew it was gonna happen.
was the tree there the whole time and only seen when it was needed, just like the other story with
Right.
the healer, because
Yeah.
it was only a big deal when the when the healer guy's business got ruined and then he needed it.
Right.
Then the tree became part of the story.
It almost also mimics the stages of grief. You know, obviously you see the kid go through all of it, but you also get those emotions from the tree. Like he starts off angry, and forgive me, I don't know exactly the order of the stages of grief, but I know anger is in there, and it's like he goes through, you know, showing himself in different ways. So first he's like angry and tearing down his house, and then the next time he's a little bit more like, not like timid, but he brings it down, and you know, there's all the stages of denial and the kid like arguing with the tree and not accepting things as they are. And yeah.
Yeah, they definitely show the full spectrum of the back and forth between the boy and the tree,
Yeah.
where sometimes he's just talking, and sometimes he doesn't believe him, sometimes he's yelling at him, sometimes he's getting yelled at.
Sometimes he's crying.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's falling down a big hole.
I want to have a fantasy so vivid that I'm destroying a castle with a tree, and then it turns out I'm actually like breaking everything in our house.
And I liked how that wasn't the case the whole time. Like that happened
Yeah.
later. Like
Yeah.
that was a good bit into the film.
Right.
When now what he's going through, and this is what I took from it. Now he's starting to, whether he knows it or not, believe it a little bit,
Mhm.
and it's starting to affect his real life. So
Yeah.
when he lets it in, then it starts affecting what's actually. Then it starts affecting reality. Because before it was like, these stories are stupid.
I love that he put that bully in the hospital, though.
The bully went to the hospital because his
That's
parents are giant sissies, and they went to a private school and had uniforms. Yeah.
Well, it is that thing.
That kid
like,
was so much bigger than him. He'd have been fine.
Well, and I just love the message that the monster kind of gives to the kid, where it's like, yeah, you may be invisible, but what lengths are you going to be seen? Like, yeah, you're acting out, you're destroying things, you're getting in fights, you're doing all this stuff.
None
like,
of it's about what's going on.
Right,
None
like
of it's
you-
helping.
you want your emotions acknowledged, and you want people to be honest with you, and you think the only way you're going to get that is either acting out or lashing out on others. Now, granted, the bullies deserved it. They were attacking him, but
Right, but
as-
he also has to say,
Well,
like,
I was going to say, in every single story that the monster tells him, the kid responds with, well, he deserved it. Well, he
Yeah.
deserved it.
Yep.
So, like, when he finally hits that boiling point and he beats up the bully, and it's like, well, he deserved it. Like, yeah, but you don't feel any better. You
yeah.
didn't get anything out of it. Like, you're still left with that same problem.
And I do like how he was able to do those things because he needed to figure it out for himself. And the only way to do that is to screw it up a couple times.
Right.
And that's like no one ever did a backflip on a dirt bike first try and never screwed it up. It's like you can't learn something that hard. And for a kid to deal with his emotions, that's probably one of the hardest things a kid can do.
Right.
So he's going to mess it up a little bit. And if he doesn't trash that room, he doesn't find those home movies.
Right.
He doesn't have those realizations. So it didn't help, but it was beneficial for growth.
Right.
This is getting really deep here.
Yeah, I mean,
gee whiz.
this is a deep movie, and there's a lot of very adult, realizations you come to that if I watched this as a 13-year-old kid, I don't think I'd get this much out of it.
Right. I don't think I would enjoy it as much as I did now as like a 33-year-old.
I think I would think it's boring.
Yeah, like because you're just
except
like
for the parts the trees are in or the animated
Yeah,
stories. You're like,
yeah,
wow, this is
yeah.
really cool. Why is his grandma mad at him?
I'd be
Yeah.
like, when is Godzilla gonna suplex Mr. Tree? Because this is
Yeah.
bullshit.
I'd be like, why isn't he getting punished right now? He just destroyed a house. I would get punished if I destroyed
Right.
a whole house.
Then I
Not
go
thinking about it.
I
you
go
know?
and destroy my living room and I get the shit kicked out of me. I'm like, but in a monster calls, nobody got in trouble.
Yeah.
Well, that kid's mom was dying. Your mom is fine.
Yeah, no, this was a good out of left field one for you, Michael.
Oh,
This is,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
Oh,
when,
yeah.
when we read the description, because we didn't watch a trailer or anything like that.
It's a good way to watch films. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, that's why I do it.
Because like once I saw, a monster visits a kid to help him cope with a illness, I'm like, oh god damn it, this is gonna hurt.
This is gonna be a sad someone dies movie.
Yeah, it was. They're my favorite kind of movies.
Yeah.
It was good. Like talk about making me feel something. I definitely.
Yeah.
I feel like I would be a monster if I didn't feel anything from this one.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if I let myself go and I was watching this alone, I definitely would have cried. I was holding back tears, so they did the job right. I don't often cry at movies also.
It does.
Very rare that it happens.
It does take a lot for a movie to elicit that kind of response from me, and the fact that this one did it, and it's like, I don't know, there's like some goofiness to it, like a giant fucking tree stepping on everything and breaking
yeah.
windows, and like,
And that stuff was kind of cool.
It was
like
fun.
that's the thing. Like the fact that like the kid had to run through a graveyard to get to the tree every time. I found that funny because I'm an interesting person and my brain is weird, and I'm just like, I got to run by all the dead bodies. Ooh, my mom's gonna be here one day.
Oh my god. No, I was also going to say about that part that did make me feel like I was going to cry. It makes you align exactly with how the kid's feeling. The whole time you're kind of like, I know it's going to happen, but I'm fine. I know it's going to happen,
Yeah.
but I'm fine.
yeah,
And then everything, like time slows down and they bring you into the hospital and everything just shifts. And it's the drive to the hospital, you know what's coming. Unspoken, you know what's going on.
yeah,
The
like,
grandma breaks down
oh
with
my
him.
god, I love that scene when they get stopped by the train and it's just they both start crying at the same time, and like neither one of them is going to say it, but they both know why they're there and they both know why they need to get to the hospital quickly.
Yeah.
But like I just love that understanding that they come to where they're not saying, well, your mom's fucking dying, you're going to have to deal with me. The grandmother is like, listen, I know we're not the best match, and that's fine, but like we're going to have to learn to get
Yeah.
along. And that's her way of being like, I'm about to be all you have,
Yeah.
and I'm about to be
And she knows
your only protector.
Dad's not coming to get him.
Dad's not coming.
Dad's not coming to get him.
The fact that he left,
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I know he says like, oh yeah, Americans don't get as many holidays. I'm pretty sure we have bereavement, so if your fucking wife or ex-wife is dying of cancer and your kid has to be there, like maybe be there with your kid.
Here's the thing, Steve.
Yeah.
If you move from Europe to LA, it's because you got money.
And you probably got bitches.
Because I'm just throwing it out there. Europe, they got some old lady on their money. Okay? I'm just gonna say they got some old lady on their money, and we don't. We don't have an old lady on our money, okay?
I mean, that's
So
still
he-
fine,
Old
but he's
dude.
still allowed to take a day off for his fucking.
No, I'm
to
saying
help
I'm
his kid.
saying that he's the type of guy that doesn't have to request to fucking leave. You
even
don't
so-
move from Europe to L.A. without having some cash.
All right. Well, regardless of the level of cash that he has, which I'm sure is plentiful, I think he just does.
No,
He's one of those people who didn't want to be a parent, and he's running away from it, and he only sees his kid because he has to. You know, I think if he wanted to be there, he would.
yeah. Then I think we understand that. Like he flew back, and it was probably just to look like he did something. He's like, well, I'm gonna feel less of a piece of shit if I go visit before she goes. Then I
Yeah.
don't have to go
Right.
back. That's that
Yeah.
type of guy.
Yeah.
I've
And
known people like that. They're
he
like, I
wasn't
wanna
there
look
when
good.
she was dying, and that says volumes for the
He
type of person
wasn't
he was.
there when she was healthy, and they made a human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay?
he's not going to be there when she.
No.
Yeah, he's not there at the beginning. He's not going to be there at the end.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's just one of those things where, like, I understand like that side of it because it's like, all right, he's like, yeah, we were young, but like we were in love, but like sometimes love isn't enough to carry you through. So like I get it. Sometimes things just fall apart, but it's like you produced a smaller version of yourself. So like whether you like stick together or not, you still have to take care of that thing. So like I don't know, like be with your son when your fucking ex-wife is dying. And like don't be like, well, our apartment isn't big enough between the kids and my new wife and the 37 hookers I'm bringing back and like
Yeah, he should have done that, but people are shitty, and that's another lesson you get from this movie is that people aren't always what you want or expect them to be. He always saw the grandma as someone who was a villain, who he was trying to get away from, and he learned that she's not a villain. They just have different personalities, whatever.
Right.
But maybe the dad, the guy who he thought he wanted to live with, ended up being the one who was kind of a shittier person.
right.
So it gives you that gray area
Well, and that's
in the characters.
And that's the story of the healer and the pastor was like everybody liked the preacher, and then when something bad happened to him, he gave up everything he believed in.
Oh, I love that line.
That was so good.
It's like the man with faith but without faith or something.
Yeah,
a man of faith with no faith.
yeah. If you're willing to give up your faith for something to happen,
Like you
then
never really
you
had
never
it.
believed at all. And especially for me, where how I was brought up, like I knew where that story was going immediately. I was like, ooh, something bad gonna happen, and he gonna have to either not preach or preach and have dead kids.
Preacher
And-
with dead kids.
And he should have, and what they said because it's just funny with the parallels with what I know in my life is it's like he's like, well, the prayers didn't work. Well, how'd you know? He said the prayers didn't work before the kids had died. So that's
Yeah.
not how that works. I don't know if you're aware of this. That's not how you're supposed to do that.
Yeah, you have to believe till the very end.
Yeah,
And then
especially if you're a man of that stature.
The man of the cloth.
Oh yeah, that's a good way to put. I like that.
Man of the
The
cloth.
man of the
Yeah, so
cloth.
they
That
call
sounds like a
priests.
different group.
Man of the cloth. Yeah, he's Klansman.
Oh
That's funny.
God. No wonder why the apothecary didn't help him. My God, that guy sucks.
Right, but the apothecary that the whole town turned against was the only one that showed
Yeah.
him for what he truly was.
Yeah.
Well, and
Wah.
I love when we reach like the emotional climax of this movie and the tree finally gets it out of the kid that he's just like, I want this over. Like, I love my mom. I don't want her to go, but I'm tired of dealing with this.
Yeah,
Which I'm sure everybody who
that's
has
how
gone
that,
through
that's how that works.
like
Yep.
losing a loved one has felt, where it's like, I'm tired of seeing you suffer. Please just die. It's like, I
Yeah.
don't want you to go,
Yeah.
but it's better than seeing you like this.
And it's the knowing for months
Yeah.
or years that it's going to happen and just the leading up to it. And you're just tired of like the pre-grieving, because that's a whole thing. When you
Right.
know something's going to happen, but you don't know when, that in itself is a grieving that you have to go through before they're even gone.
Yeah, and it's like the whole thing of him being like, oh yeah, so a person with like a shitty personality but who is still looking out for everyone.
Mhm.
Like there's, you know, a king who's also a murderer but is beloved by everyone. So like I love that this tree is showing him like, yeah, you feel this way and that's okay. But like the truth is like you don't actually want your mom to die. You just want the pain of knowing she's
Right.
going to die to be
yeah.
done. So it's like
and that honestly, that's relatively new for humans
right.
because like 20 people ago, if you hit 35, you were doing way better than everyone.
Yeah.
20 people ago.
Yeah, like you know,
Yeah,
1,000
20
years ago or
generations
whatever, 35 was like this guy's crazy old. he almost hit 40. That's nuts.
Oh wow.
And now people are living to 112.
Did you hear about old man Jensen? He turned 27
No.
last week.
Yeah, but the problem is they'd talk like us.
Dude, my grandma lived to like 98. Isn't that nuts?
Yeah,
That's
my,
a lot of years.
my great
That's too many
grandmother was
years.
101, 102, something like that.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that sounds awful.
Smoked a pack a day, used the same cast iron skillet, ate bacon all the time. Yeah.
Listen, I'll check me out at 60. That seems like plenty of years. I don't want to see what 101 looks like.
But also, when you get to the very end of this movie and we get past the mom dying scene, which is always the hardest scene of the movie.
That was rough. And they just let you sit in it
Yeah.
for minutes.
Yeah.
And it's like,
They
just
draw it
let her
out.
die. Jesus Christ.
They draw it out. They really make you feel it. And then at the very end, I love when they don't give you a happy ending. They don't give you a sad ending. It's just an ending.
Yeah. The story just naturally concludes. It's
And-
not like the kid is prospering now at school. Everything's
Mhm.
fine. It's like he still has to deal with the death of his mother.
And he starts to find things after she dies because he moves into her childhood bedroom. And that brings up whole new things and grieving in a different way.
Yeah.
And we
it's-
see the
it's beautiful.
paintings, and they kind of retell the story quickly
Right.
with the flipping of the pages.
Mhm.
But when he touched the watercolor, I'm like, you want that shit to be around for a while? Stop touching it. What are you, 12?
Oh my god. Yeah, no. I mean this was good. Well picked, Michael.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
glad I got to see this one cuz I don't think I would have ever
No,
found this or, actively wanted to watch it.
I picked this one because I was just like, there's no way these motherfuckers have seen it, and Steve's gonna like this movie, but he's gonna not like this movie a lot.
Yeah, like I love that they bring like the fantasy element into it. I like the idea of trying to explain horrible things to like younger people cuz like
Yeah, that's what you like. That's
Well,
weird.
no,
Steve.
no.
Ew,
It's-
that's weird. Ew.
not like that. It's just it's hard to do. Like I wouldn't know how to explain your mom dying of cancer to a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
But the way they go about it with like they turn it into an imagination thing. Like it's an adventure for this kid.
Mm-hmm.
So like I love the way they go about touching on like really tough themes, but it's like we're going to have some fun in here. There's going to
Right.
be some fun stories. Like you're going to get something out of this. Yeah, you're going to cry, but you're going to come out of the end of this and be like, "All right, maybe I should look at some things a little bit differently."
Yeah, and I gotta say, I feel like if I watched this movie in 2016, I wouldn't get it as much because at that point in my life, I hadn't really lost anybody, and now I have, and it's different now.
Yeah.
You get
Yeah.
different things out of it once you lose
Mhm.
someone.
But if you focus on all the good stuff, it's pretty much young Indiana Jones and your mom fell in a hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
Mhm.
much. Indiana Jones and the Talking Tree.
Right, but the talking tree, I was like, well, there's a little Lord of the Rings stuff in there for Steve.
Yeah, honestly,
There's a little something for Steve
a
in this movie.
a little Liam Neeson for me, and
it honestly
little
reminded
Sigourney
me
Weaver for Danielle. We're good. That's a perfect movie.
like Michael probably knows this one. Hellboy 2, The Golden Army.
Oh, jeez.
Like that little animation
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah.
It reminded me a lot of that when
A little
we
bit,
switched to
yep.
those, and I was like, all right, this is what I was looking for. I'm like, that's how you get me to watch your movie and be like, hey,
I think
stupid brain got activated. We're good.
I think my favorite part of this was it was a fantasy movie, and they weren't bullshit stories.
Right.
Like it wasn't some deer loses its mom. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't
right.
fluff. Like the
It
stories
wasn't
weren't fluffy.
Bambi, you know, that
Yeah.
little kid
Yeah,
shit.
well,
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't. They
Somebody was
definitely didn't
hungry.
sugarcoat it.
Yeah, somebody was hungry. That's why Bambi's mom got shot. Okay, that's pretty natural shit.
Right.
But it wasn't so glossed over that there was only one specific message,
Yeah.
one that you could pick from it. Like you use your own experiences to pull out of this movie what you not need, but you know what I mean?
right.
Like,
Right.
your experiences let you draw something different than, because we all got the same general ideas, but we 100% pulled from different parts of the movie.
Right.
Because everybody's different, and just like in the first story, you know, some things just happen.
Well, yeah.
Michael, did you most relate to the beating up a bully story, or the destroying a house story, or the, I don't know, which one?
To be honest, I think my favorite story was the first one,
Yeah.
because things are not as always what they seem, and what looks like is best usually is best just for a little bit, because sometimes what you need is usually the more difficult thing,
Yeah.
which is stabbing your betrothed to take control of the country. But
Sometimes you just need to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. And I mean the one line the mom says to the kid really got me, because it really got me thinking about like my grandfather when he passed, when she was like, you know, when you're angry at yourself years later because you can't bring yourself to talk to me, like just know that that's okay. Like there's no
Yeah, that's
anger,
fine.
there's no
Yeah.
hatred. Because it was the same thing. Like, you know, when my grandfather was passing, you know, I was a kid. I didn't take it seriously. I didn't do anything about it. And one day my mom was just like, yeah, so he's probably going to go today if you want to go see him. And I'm like, nah, I'm okay. So it's like you got to kind of go through some of that stuff to realize, oh, fuck, I missed a huge opportunity in
Yep.
my life. And it,
Yep.
you know, it is what it
There's
is.
no
It can't go
rewind.
back.
No rewind button.
So I like that the mom really put it in perspective for this kid. Like, hey, listen, you're going to feel a lot of different ways about this, and all of those are okay. You're going to be angry. You're going to be sad. You're going to come to accept it. But when you're older and you think back to this moment, you're going to wish that you talked to me. So,
Right.
like, let's talk and say goodbye.
And the last thing he said to her was just, I don't want you to go.
Right. And
So-
that was the truth.
And
That the kid
that's
needed to say.
pretty much the most human response to somebody leaving is like, well,
Don't go.
don't.
Right.
You could not, you know? You're kind of being selfish here, Mom.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Well,
poor
before we
kid.
all need to pull the tissues out, I think we need to wrap this one up.
Yeah, if you haven't seen A Monster Calls, like I recommend it. It's really good. It's heartbreaking, but it's a story that I think should be.
And it's
should
also
be listened to.
so normal. Like, besides the tree,
Mm-hmm.
it's a story about millions of people.
Like I feel
Everyone
like,
goes through these emotions.
yeah, I
in
feel
every
like
life.
if the tree wasn't in it, I would have cried so much harder throughout a lot
Yeah,
of it.
that's
But
why
because
I
they
said
had
it's
that little bit of
little fairy tales for adults.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it lightens it up just enough.
But yeah, I mean, that was A Monster Calls 2016, Liam Neeson, and a bunch of other people.
Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver.
And the kid that I don't
And
know
the
who that
kid.
is.
The kid doesn't matter. The kid is you. The kid
The
is
kid
you.
is all of us.
The kid is us.
But yeah, definitely check it out if you haven't seen it. And check us out again, in another 2 weeks. Hopefully, I can smile again at a movie.
It'll be my turn to pick
It's
something
Danielle's
fun.
turn, so tune in for a Danielle pick in 2 weeks. And you know what? Check out our back catalog. We got one battle after another. We just did Ex Machina. Indiana Jones is coming out. So, check us out. We got a lot to offer you guys.
Indiana Jones just came out.
Just came out.
Yeah.
It just came out.
It just
2
came
weeks
out.
ago.
Well, you know what? Check out our Halloween-a-thon. It was
There we
our
go.
first year, and we did
Yep.
all the Halloweens. So check it out. We got plenty of shit for you guys.
And make sure you pour yourself a nice drink.
Yeah, a nice
for this
stiff
movie.
drink for
Yeah,
Monster
stiff
Calls.
one.
But we'll catch you guys in another 2 weeks. Goodbye.
Bye. All right, this is the part where we do the outro.
Yeah, so I had my
Last
hood
night in
up.
Soho.
Oh yeah, that was a movie we
Uh-huh,
did.
we did that one.
Yeah, thanks,
No,
Mike.
I had my hood up at the ending, and I was definitely not covering up tears.
Wait, when we watch this?
Yes,
Ah, hell yeah. I didn't see you
Yeah.
cry, but I did see you cry on our wedding day, so.
exactly. So
seeing it
you got
as
one out of me.
Michael, I hate to break to you. You got shit all over your elbow.
What do you mean shit all over my
Oh, you got
elbow.
brick
Shit
on your
all over
elbow,
the-
Oh,
dude.
no.
Look
I
at
got to
this.
burn all my clothes now.
Dude, we're gonna have to burn that sweater.
Bullshit.
Burn that sweater.